Police in South Carolina say they're on the hunt for a serial killer. This after 5 people in one rural community have been shot to death in just the past week. ABC's Jeffrey Kaufman has the latest from Gaffney, South Carolina. Good morning, Jeffrey.
And good morning to you, Ron. The 2 most recent murders happened across the street in that home center behind me. You know, this is a small community, and this holiday weekend it has been gripped by fear as sheriff's deputies hunt for a serial killer they now believe is responsible for 5 murders.
It is with regret that I inform you today of the second victim injured in an incident at the Gaffney business on Thursday afternoon has died.
15-year-old Abby Tyler is the latest victim of a killing spree that has paralyzed the town of Gaffney, South Carolina.
Everybody's scared to death, and people that hadn't got guns is going to try to find one.
She was shot on Thursday along with her father at this furniture store where he died at the scene. Police suspect this man is also responsible for the death of 3 other local residents in the last week.
The pitfall in any of these cases is trying to logically figure out why he might be doing this. You know, is he driven by some delusion? Is he driven by anger?
Authorities are still piecing together the clues.
There's no evidence that he knows the victims. There's no evidence that the victims are connected.
The killing spree began 8 days ago when peach farmer Clyde Cash was discovered shot to death in his home. On Wednesday, Gina Parker and her elderly mother were found bound and shot in their home just 10 miles away. The killings have shaken this small town, unaccustomed to such violence. Most here stayed indoors this 4th of July.
It'll change how you think about things, like you wouldn't lock your door maybe or something like that. That's a lot of people's keeping their eyes out.
My third shift called in and said she wasn't going to work, and she has 2 children, so she was going to stay home, and I don't much blame her.
Now, these killings bring back memories of another series of murders 31 years ago when the so-called Gaffney Strangler killed 4 women in 10 days before being apprehended. Today, these are the posters you see around town here as this town lives yet again in fear of a serial killer.